Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. You see a new face. It's the Curt and Jen in the Morning podcast. And who you see is one of my very closest friends from high school and college roommate, AnneMarie. Welcome.
Hello.
You are recording in North Carolina, right?
Yes.
And here is the deal. I'm so glad that AnneMarie has decided to join us. But Curt, very, very had to fly to Florida because his dad passed away. So sad.
So sorry.
I know. It's so, I'd actually start to cry. He called me from the airport. He's like, I just want you to know I'm at the airport. I'm flying to Florida. My dad's passed away. I got to be there with my sisters. I'm like, of course you do.
Yeah. I'm just glad he's been able to go and be with them.
Yeah. So if you want any details, he has pictures of his dad posted on his Facebook page, Curt Cruz on Facebook, like I said. And if you want to do anything to I don't know, to memorialize Curt's dad, he has asked that donations go to Animal Rescue, and his dad's name is Jake Cruz. So that's posted on his Facebook page. I just couldn't find the link to it, but it's called Animal Rescue. And then I'm sure any place that serves animals he would love. So there is that. But it's on with the show because Curt said, find people, do the show. I just can't do it. I'm like, of course you can't. We'll find people. Yeah.
He probably said, oh God, you scraped the bottom of the barrel again.
Here's what happened. I'm going to share this with you. Here's what happened. Hot firefighter boyfriend Pat was supposed to record the show with me early this morning before he went to work because he's at work today. And I get up extra early. I have the show ready to go. I pack his lunch. I make his coffee. I make Macy's lunch and breakfast. I am ready to go. And I go up and wake up Macy. And then I go into Pat to brief him on the show so he's ready to record as soon as he's done getting ready for it.
Yeah.
He's still sleeping.
Well, he's got firefighting to do.
He does. So, thank you, AnneMarie, for doing this.
Welcome.
I think we're going to have a good time. Here's what's coming up on the show today. AnneMarie, pipe in on a few of these too. I'm going to say we're going to talk about how many days does the perfect vacation last and talk positivity. What else?
Who are the world's most prolific swearers besides you and me? Bring it. And top 10 most toxic foods in your refrigerator. You're going to stop eating healthy after this segment.
Yeah. We're going to talk about why Billy Joel is canceling all his shows. There's a remake of the 9 to 5 movie, which I did not know about.
Yep, it's going to be good.
And then how many days a month do you actually feel truly healthy? Here we go. I have to start because we talked about it twice during our show. And that is that Slaw Dog was the one who won the Weenie 500, the Wiener race. It was Slaw Dog. I think that Seattle Dog was close, and I think that the Slaw Dog won by a margin of half a bun. That's what they said.
Do you like slaw on your dogs? Because that is such a huge thing out here. And I'm like, ugh.
I've never even heard of such a thing until they said there's the Slaw Dog racing in the Wiener. So that's an East Coast thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know that it's this is what's gross to me. It's a hot dog with chili, mustard, and slaw. That is like the way and not in this house, but that's how they do it out here.
Coleslaw, right? We're talking about coleslaw.
Coleslaw. Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Mm-hmm. No, and there are certain kinds of coleslaws. Like there's creamy coleslaw, but then I think the one that they use out here a lot is a vinegar based, so it's different than what you and I grew up on. But
okay, it's National Burger Day, which
Nathan's all on this. My son is a burger man.
AnneMarie, hold on. Let's pause and just reel everything back. Why don't you tell us about yourself? What do you do?
I am a stay-at-home mom.
The most important job ever. You have 2 kids.
I have twins who are 14, and my son has cerebral palsy. So I actually do a ton of advocacy for people with disabilities and my son. And yeah, they're getting ready to graduate middle school next week and go on to high school. And I want to throw up because they were just born yesterday, but they're prodigies and they're amazing. And so they're going where they need to go.
You're doing
it. Yeah. So we left Seattle 19 years ago and have lived in Missouri and New Jersey and back to Missouri and now 10 years in North Carolina next week. And that's because my husband's in furniture, so that's why we're out here.
That's your husband's job, right? Popping around.
And I just like keep everything going.
I'm gonna say something really quickly about AnneMarie. Be watching, because she is a fantastic, wicked, smart writer, and she's gonna one day and be published, and you're gonna say, hey, I saw her on the Curt and Jen podcast.
I do have a book that I started a while ago, so that's not far from the truth.
Okay, good. Okay, it's National Hamburger Day. DoorDash is the most popular types of burgers in all 50 states. Right off the bat, what we're needing to say is that, is a chicken sandwich really considered a burger?
No.
Well, they claim that chicken burgers are now.
You got 2 buns, you got a burger?
I guess they claim that the most popular type of burger in the U.S. is a chicken burger. And that's based on rankings on who ordered the most of different things last year. And they claim hamburgers or cheeseburgers were only the most ordered type of burger in 14 states, which included Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Alaska, and
Pacific Northwest.
I know.
Seriously, but I can't even believe that. Yeah, I mean, because I can get. You told me that North Carolina's was the turkey burger, which, I mean, they put slaw on their hot dogs. Let's get over that. I can get that because you can put that in a patty, but how is the chicken? It's a grilled. I like a chicken sandwich like that. I'm not gonna lie, but gross. Not as my burger.
Well, I think it's, they grill like a chicken breast, right? And put it on a bun, like you were saying, and put cheese and tomato and lettuce. And I would call that a chicken burger. You would not?
No. I gotta look at the menus and see where they stick that stuff, because I don't think that's right.
Well, I'm
gonna tell you. So I told you earlier that my husband went to the originator of the hamburger sandwich is Louis' Lunch in Connecticut, and he took my dad there when I was on bed rest with Nathan and Piper, and it is grilled in these cast iron irons that actually cook them vertically. And it is the craziest thing ever. But Ben said it is a dang good burger.
Like the best burger he's ever had?
I don't know.
Okay.
That much I don't know. But I don't know.
Okay, moving on to
I'm partial to an In-N-Out, so.
Okay. Now we're talking about the perfect vacation. Bree, do you want to talk about this one?
Well, they're saying that the perfect vacation lasts 11 days. And I suppose I can get on board with that you got to get travel time in. You need at least a week. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But the thing that's killing me is that they're saying to have the perfect vacation, you have to spend $8,800 per person.
Well, but they're also saying that the perfect vacation is only 3 hours away from home. So I don't know how you get to $8,800 per person.
Right. And I also need to know, is that by car, by train, or by plane? Because come on. Now, cruise, I guess if you're going out of Seattle, you're right there.
Yeah, but you're spending $8,800 a person on a cruise unless you're going first class.
Well, they're saying the perfect vacation, not the realistic vacation.
Okay, then maybe I guess we could easily probably spend $8,800 a person on an 11-day vacation.
I mean, you and I talked about this too, with the whole notion of, depending on what a hotel costs, if you have to rent a car, what do meals cost? Food's getting expensive. If you want a couple of cocktails, you're looking at, $30 a person just to have 2 cocktails typically. So
it adds up quick. That's sure. Where would you, if you got to pick out your perfect vacation, where are you going? Are you going beach? Are you going great outdoors? What are you doing?
I love cities. I love museums. That's my jam.
Okay.
Beach is that's too much idle time.
Okay, that's 43% want to explore major cities or historical locations. 63% are looking for somewhere with a beach. And then 31% like outdoor attractions and landmarks.
Now I'm guessing you're beach, right?
I am beach.
You have to be busy too.
I need a mix. I need to be able to sit by the pool, sit on a beach, and go do fun things.
Mm-hmm.
I need a mix.
You don't fit in any of those categories.
I fit in all of them, except for I don't need to go hiking on my vacation.
That's work.
Although, you know what? I really do want to go to Utah and go to those cool, Zion. with the ice and all that. I want to do that. So I guess that'll include some hiking. Well, I'm going to plan an 11-day vacation. Okay, you and I had a discussion before the show on this. Toxic positivity is defined.
Define it. It's weird.
Dysfunctional emotional management where you never acknowledge feelings like anger or sadness. In practice, it's the act of dismissing someone's negative by suggesting a positive one instead. Now, here we can both give some examples that they have in this little article that I found. When something bad happens, like you lost your job, and people keep saying, just stay positive. Those thoughts, while often meant to be kind, can be kind of dismissive.
Well, and it's that whole notion of the phrase "everything happens for a reason," and you lose the game, or you lose a job, or someone gets sick, and it's like, well, this all happens for a reason, and you sort of go, okay, really, what's the reason?
They're kind of dismissing their negativity for the moment. Like why can't they sit in their negativity for a second? Tonight I sucked at that game. But we were talking about we're kind of Pollyanna positives, right? Like we're find that there is the joy, there is the light, there is a lesson in it, and I probably could be better about letting people sit in their crap.
I mean, I think it's all about. I mean, we don't always want to face negative situations. It's hard to be real and sit with your feelings. I was telling you the story about, and it just, people make weird comments, and I don't always think that they mean it. But when Nathan was about 2.5, I had him at a restaurant with me. It was a fast food restaurant, and I was carrying him because he can't walk. And this older woman behind me said, "He looks so tired." And I said, "Well, he has cerebral palsy." And she goes, "Well, he's still really cute." And I thought, well, what the heck does that mean? Now, she's trying to be nice, but it's kind of like, maybe just don't. I think sometimes just don't say anything at all. Like, right. Just leave it be.
Right.
But everybody who knows me knows that I believe in silver linings. And even when it's really bad, it may not come for a bit, but there is something that comes from it. And I've walked a lot of fire and have been able to see positive in it. And I sometimes it's so much easier to be mired in the negativity that I try really hard to find my way out. And it doesn't mean that I'm always going to drag everybody with me, but I do think we can be realistic, but also find good at the same time.
Do you sit in the pity party for a moment though? Like, I'll have my pity party and then I'll say, Pirak, get out of your pity party. You've had it. It's time to move on.
Yeah, people will acknowledge that I'm an extreme crier, so I tend to just purge real fast and get it out, and then I move on.
Yeah, my heart's so happy that we're talking because I feel like we're one and the same.
It's like, oh gosh.
Yeah, optimism is defined as hopefulness and confidence about future events. Toxic positivity is telling others they should be optimistic too. People going through something, they don't need to feel like they're being judged or having an off day. So that's kind of the difference there. Like, we're hopeful people.
Yeah.
All right.
And not everything is good.
Not everything is good. That's right. Oh, I like this story.
Oh my God.
I like it a lot.
I think I'm raising a couple of these. That's the problem.
It is confirmed that Americans are the world's most prolific swearers. And AnneMarie, but here's the crazy thing about this to me is I was thinking, okay, I swear a lot in my verbal speech. I don't typically write it.
No.
So the study was from last year. Australia analyzed almost 2 million web pages from 340,000 sites and over 1.7 billion total words. And they found that the U.S. leads all other English-speaking nations in online cussing. That's the thing. This is all on websites.
Which is crazy, because to me, that's different than we swear a lot. I don't know.
Well, Australia's mad about it because they
wonder, like, what websites are they looking at? Because there's a lot of sites out there.
Well, that's what they said. The whole, okay, so what are the stats?
Sites is not that many if you really think about it.
One in every 3,000 words we write is a curse word. The UK is next at 1 in every 4,200, and then Australia at 1 in every 4,500. So the thing that they're saying though is if you think about it, there's like a crap ton of news sites, medical sites that they can't you can't use swear words there. So once you push all those out, there's a condensed, number of sites that will be swearing. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, I also found it funny that I hope I didn't already say this and I just blanked, that the Australians were a little upset that they weren't number one on the charts.
They think they are conversationally though. Like if they were to rate conversations, they think they swear more than Americans. I think we could give them a run for their money. You put us in there.
I know.
We got this. We bring the number up.
I think I've even invented a few, but we won't talk about those.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Your question of the day.
The question of the day, which we asked last Friday. So Curt and I have talked about this before. Sometimes these things can bomb on us. And this one kind of did. Because the question was, come on, admit it, you have one. And so it was supposed to be, I should have probably explained in my post, but I didn't think I'd have to. That it's
something like third nipple or something? What was going on? I don't get it. It's like
you have random things. Like I was gonna actually put in the comments for Pat. Pat actually has an AM PM pill box for all his supplements that he takes, right? That's kind of like you don't really want to admit it, but all right, I have one. And you had one.
Yeah, I have a waffle cone maker because everybody needs one. And how many times have I used it? That many. But I have used my ice cream maker. So, I mean, I'm getting halfway.
You're in this waffle cone maker has been in many states during your.
Oh yeah, I've had it for like 20 some odd years. It's moved to multiple places in the Seattle area and then has been to Missouri twice and New Jersey and now resides in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Your children know that you have one of these? Because if I was your child and knew, I'd be like, Mom, let's go.
The problem is in this house, we like gadgets. So actually Nathan told me he would like to now get a carbonization machine because he'd like to put fizz in his pineapple juice. I said, that's a soda stream. We're not getting one of those. Like, I don't get it. I mean, it's like, come on, we have more junk than anybody could use. And
all the things.
Yeah, there's only so many hours in the day and so many days in the month, and you know how it goes.
I love that you have all the.
What do you have? So you ratted poor Pat out with a pill box. What the heck do you have?
I was trying to think of what I have.
You cannot generate a question and not have an answer.
I mean, I have an espresso machine. Is that a thing?
How about what we talked about? We had on the wall in college. We had a poster of different condoms on the wall in college. Remember that? They all had different names. That was one.
AnneMarie, I have that.
Yes, you do. Nice.
I found it. And you know what else I found? I think you were part of this shenanigan. The guy that was kind of like naked and you have different penises that you cut out and pin the penis.
Oh, girl. Yes, I was a part of that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, here's what people. I'm gonna read through some of the answers real quick. Marilyn said attitude. Again, the question is, come on, admit it, you have one. An attitude. Jenny said a potty mouth. But this is a good one. Susie said a Funko Pop of myself.
Love that.
Then it all went downhill from there. That was all on the Curt and Jen Facebook page. Then on my personal page, I was like, what happened? Jason said, okay, I do. What? Kathy said, I will never tell. Dan said, no, I have 3 wigs. So I guess he's saying, come on, admit you have one. No, I don't have just one, I have 3. Okay.
Okay. Do you think people can understand how it was written?
I don't think so, because Michael said, oh, yes, I do. Brent said, most likely. Matt said, fair point. Ina said, many. And Gyla said, one what? You know what? We're just going to move on right past that, okay? We're just going to move on past it. Here we go.
It didn't have a question mark at the end. That was the problem.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Okay.
I'm super scared for this one.
You're going to take this one. This is the 10 most dangerous foods in your fridge. Ready, set, go.
Well, so, okay. There's a top 10 list. And what kind of boggled my mind is how healthy most of them are. But is this in order? Number 1 is the worst.
So yeah, so it's Consumer Reports. So it's pretty legit. I mean, I look at this is the deal.
Deli meat, but I know from being pregnant, I wasn't allowed to eat deli meat because of listeria. So that doesn't surprise me at all, but it's 87 hospitalizations last year with 10 deaths. And I guess if you think of E. coli and all that, that's probably pretty straight on. Now, this one I know too, cucumbers is a problem. They just had a whole thing about cucumbers having a big, I think it was salmonella.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, this was in the last week that cucumbers were tainted, and like ones that you buy and cut yourself. So, and it was no deaths, but 173 people hospitalized. Then it's raw milk and raw cheese, and you always take a risk with that because it's not been pasteurized. There are living bacteria that put 29 people in the ER. Queso fresco and cotija cheese, 22 deaths and 23 people hospitalized. Now I'm guessing it's the queso fresco, the one that you actually crumble, not probably not my melty cheese that we like to put on everything.
I think queso. Yeah, I think. Well, yeah,
because it's a I don't know. Eggs, I think that's always a risk too. You just never know. We get salmonella and all that stuff, and I know you have to sometimes be careful. Like the salmonella I've heard, now I might be wrong, actually lives on the outside of the egg. So it's like if you crack it, the egg inside is pure, but the eggs on the outside can be contaminated.
So that's why people are. You think that's why? I mean, especially with fresh eggs, you have to be kind of careful with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I know once you refrigerate a fresh egg, you cannot put it back on the counter.
Right.
They're shelf stable for a certain amount of time, and then you have to be careful. Onions. I had heard this. I don't think it's just an onion sitting in your refrigerator, though. It's when they cut it. So it's also something to be aware of when you're eating out at a restaurant, that sliced onions are actually, I want to say they get E. coli too. 31 death, 37 hospitalizations. Then leafy greens, 1 death, 36 people had to be treated. Organic carrots and organic basil. The crazy thing is, I know that they're talking about bag lettuce because of there's not a lot of oversight on that right now. So do be mindful of lettuce.
Wait, hold on, time out. What do you mean by that? Like, what does that even mean? Like, they don't wash it? They don't what?
I don't always know. I don't know whether it's because it's the way they're growing it. Is it pesticides? Are they using, natural fertilizers and they're not getting it clean? I think everything is all about, you got to wash it regardless. But
okay.
And then pre-cooked meat, which includes everything like pre-made salads, pre-cooked meat. Oh, meat with a pre-made salad? And frozen burritos.
You know those salads that you can get at the store and they have the chicken in them?
And the meat. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I do look at those and think, is this the smartest move? But
that stuff gets recalled a lot.
Because rice is a really bad thing too. Now I know it's not your refrigerator, but if you don't refrigerate rice right away and you eat it, there were deaths in colleges because kids were eating rice that they were leaving out and then eating it the next day, and there was some kind of bacteria. I mean, I think food safety is just important all the way around.
Yeah, not the same as pizza. Rice is not the same as pizza.
Oh God, no. But I wouldn't eat that if it had sat out all night either, so don't get me wrong.
Oh my God. Okay, you knew this, I did not. I did not know that Jennifer Aniston is remaking 9 to 5.
I love that movie so much.
I love it. I can watch it because I cannot remember all of it. So the big question is, okay, she's remaking this movie. Will Dolly Parton make an appearance in it? And Dolly Parton says she's super excited for Jennifer Aniston to remake 9 to 5, but that does not mean she wants to be in it. Even though Jennifer has previously said that she wants Dolly, Jane Fonda, and Lily Tomlin to be in the film in some capacity, Dolly said, we don't have any plans to be in that, but I do wish her the best. I think a lot of it is that we're older now. We're not going to look that good on the big screen, especially compared to all those beautiful young fresh people. So I don't know.
Well, and honestly, if you're doing a new storyline, because the things that they were battling against in that first movie, things have evolved supposedly, and they're not going to be the same. So I would assume the storyline is going to be somewhat different. And yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe they will make a cameo, but I can't imagine it's a full part.
Right. And did you know that Dolly had said this? She said, Jane, Lily, and I have been trying for years to come up with a 9 to 5 part 2, but it just never happens.
Isn't that wild?
I do love that she told Jennifer that she said, you're more than welcome to use the song 9 to 5. And if you need some additional songs, or if you need the song rewritten or reworked, I would really love to see the show. And I'd love to be able to write some music and be involved with it in that way.
I love that. Do you know when she made up that song, she used her nails to make the strumming noise? when she does it, I watched her live and she'll do da 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 da, and she strums with her nails. It's pretty cool.
I have to go watch it or listen to it.
Well, that's how she wrote it. So I don't think it's in the song that way, but that's how she like got the rhythm to it when she was writing it. That's what she used with her fingernails.
I wish I could write music. I wish I was talented that way to write.
It's not writing. You got to learn to write poetry first. That's the first part, and then you get someone to put the music to it.
Not doing it. Not.
You want
Okay, talk to us about Billy Joel, because this is super sad to me. The Piano Man.
I know, because you think about it, he still sounds great, because some of these older artists they don't sound so great, but he does. But he was diagnosed with a brain disorder called normal pressure hydrocephalus, or NPH for short, and there's excessive it's cerebral spinal fluid, so back here at the base of the skull, and it's in the brain's ventricles, which the ventricles of the brain are the communication centers. The communication comes up through the brainstem and out through the ventricles to the parts of the brain to get muscles and things to work. I only know this because this is how Nathan's cerebral palsy works. So he was having trouble with balance and speech and hearing, and that's when they discovered this. Now that they have done surgery to relieve that pressure and that fluid, but he has to take a break from touring and performing in order to recover.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, the docs are saying, yeah, let's just take a little break, get you better, and get back on the road, like literally. Said Billy is thankful for the excellent care he's receiving and fully committed to prioritizing his health. Billy's wife, Alexis, thanked the fans for their love and support. And then I love that his ex-wife, Christy Brinkley, also posted a video of Billy and their daughter, Alexa, with a supportive message. Quote, "The whole Brinkley gang is sending you lots of love and good wishes for a full and speedy recovery. This is the best part. We all want you back in that white hot spotlight and our Piano Man. And we're always in the mood for your melodies, and we all hope you're feeling all right. We love you, the kids, me, and an arena or two."
I love that. Take some of his songs and bring it back to him. I love it.
I love it too so much. Have you seen him in concert?
Have I seen him what?
In concert?
No.
Oh, if you have the opportunity.
No, I've never done.
I heard, like you had said, he's still got it, right? He's still got the pipes and he can still sing the songs.
Somebody get up there and it's like, please don't, no more.
Totally worth it.
Oh, this one.
I'm putting you in charge of all the health things because AnneMarie, you sound like AnneMarie MD when we talk about this.
God, you know how much time I've spent in waiting rooms since Nathan and Piper were born? Holy moly, you got to pick up something somewhere. So we're going to talk about how healthy you feel each month, how many days of the month you feel healthy. And you and I both think that the number is a little high, and that number is 19 on average. Although we did talk about if you're, depending on your lifestyle and what you're doing, you might feel less healthy and, certainly might feel more. But I wasn't sure what it meant when you were talking to me about this. And so to hear that it's things like being tired, having mood changes, digestive issues, headaches, those are the kinds of things that are going to make you feel off. So it's not that you don't necessarily feel, I think in many ways, it's not that you feel healthy or unhealthy. It's just how great do I feel today, or how ready for the day do I feel? And you said that, are you, what am I trying to say? People were asked, I know, sorry, I can't read. People are asked how they were feeling right now. And only 28% felt completely healthy at the time. 72% they felt they were in moderate or poor health. And 51% admitted that they're living with recurring health issues, which have been ongoing for 6 months or longer. So you could have knee pain, you could have, who knows? I mean, there's so many things. I mean, I think of my friends that live with migraines. I don't think you're ever going to feel 100% if you have that, but I wouldn't necessarily say they're unhealthy. It's a weird kind of thing,
how are you feeling right now?
Like I could run a marathon. Just kidding.
Okay.
I
never feel like that.
I can barely run down the hall. It's like, good grief. I mean, I can. It's just ugly. I feel fine. I had a great night's sleep. I've
That's the thing, you know. Okay, first of all, if you have some pain, hopefully you're going to the doctor. We talked about that before the show too. Like, go to the doctor. They're gonna help you. There was a God, who was it? I hate that my memory is not that good. I know someone who someone they know passed away because they had not been to the doctor in 63 years. Oh, my friend Pauline. One of her family members never went to the doctor in 63 years. And then he started one day throwing up or coughing up blood.
The love of Pete.
And so he went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, we wish you could come to us before right now, but you're at a place where it's hospice time. Like,
oh my God.
So sad.
Yeah. The fear of the answer, and then you get the most difficult answer of all.
But it's all the things they're telling us that we need to do, and we just need to I'm trying to be better, like eating more whole foods, moving your body more, strength training to, you know, protect your bones and your all the things. Like, yeah.
Collagen. I love it.
Oh, yes, I do too.
Liquid collagen might be the best thing I've ever taken in my life. Just so you know.
All right. If this is our last story, I don't know what the news is like where you live, but it's pretty dismal here. Like, we've talked about this. Curt and I have talked about this before, where part of our, you know, show prep is we'll go through the news and find the headlines. And if there's any, like, we want to share the good news, right? Mm-hmm. And today I just felt like was especially bad. There was like several shootings. There were car chases. There were, God, 2 kids that died in a fire in Lacey, and they don't even know how or why it started. Like, terrible. And I'm like, I need some good news here. So here's a few good news stories that AnneMarie and I share. The first one, and I had to put this in here because Alaska Airlines, you know, it's the Northwest hometown airline. They helped a couple flying to their wedding out. The flight attendants went up and down the aisles, passed out Alaska Airlines napkins because they didn't have paper, and asked people to write down their best advice they head into their married life. And things like were said, like, oh, be quick to forgive and say I'm sorry. And there's a video of this. You could probably search it on social media. And she's going through, the flight attendant, before she gives them over to the couple, is going through some of them, and they're so good.
Well, and that's the thing, is that I think we're so quick to talk about all the negative that sometimes it's just, and you never know who's going to give you the best advice. It could be someone who isn't married giving you advice about marriage that is like this thing that sticks, you know. You just don't know. Yeah, I love them. There's actually a guy that flies on JetBlue. He's a flight attendant. I saw this, I think it was on the CBS morning show, who has a journal, and he passes it around and has people write in it, just like what they're feeling. And he said he's had people who have like admitted that they're scared to fly, and it's like therapeutic. It's pretty darn cool what he has done. So,
and then what does he do with the journal? Like, what happens with it?
Karen, I was talking to my sister-in-law, we were watching it, and I said, I hope he writes a book, because to take, you know, you certainly could make them all anonymous, but to put those kinds of experiences and, you know, things that sometimes it's pieces of good news. He's had people write poetry. He's had artwork drawn in the journal. Just, what are you feeling right now? And I think it's kind of cool. We are so committed to what the world is doing, and sometimes it's like that simple moment is so, it's what makes us human, and it's where we unify. And I think we don't do enough of that.
We're supposed to be writing in journal. I say we're supposed to, in quotes. The experts say journaling is one of the best things that you can do for your body, mind, and spirit.
Yeah, especially if you don't communicate much with other people and share how you're feeling. But it is a good way. I mean, they've said that even right now, it's a good thing to be writing how you're feeling, because we don't write enough of it down. So much of it is digitized in snippets that go away. If you think about Insta stories and TikToks and Snapchats and things that don't last, that if we don't write it down, who's going to ever know about it later?
And you're putting something real out there versus AI. There's so much AI out there now too. You don't even anyway. Okay, we're on to more good news. There's a TikTok trend that's actually, this is right up my alley. It's actually nice, and it's a great trend that I hope keeps going. After you hang out with your friends, send a quick thank you text just to let them know you enjoy their company. Please.
I feel like you and I are those people that do that anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I tell Nathan and Piper more gratitude, less attitude. And I believe in the thank you note. I believe in showing that you appreciate someone and their efforts. I mean, we just got done. Thank yous just don't go. We just don't do them enough. But I just got done having a brunch that I do every time the kids transition to a new school with all of the educators and all of the assistants and the principals. And they come to our house for brunch. I cook everything, and they hang out. They were some of them were at our house for like 6 hours. But
I love that, AnneMarie, that you.
Yeah, some of these teachers said it was the best thing that they've ever. They don't need the thank you stuff, but to have that and know that it came from a place of genuine love and appreciation. But anything is good. A small, like a text, is so important to acknowledge. We need to acknowledge each other. It's really important.
Last good news story for now. A guy from Oregon, so in our Pacific Northwest, his name is Oliver Widger. I'm not sure which. Suddenly, Widger has a huge following online after he quit his job to sail around the world with his cat. I saw this, and now it's this article, so I'm like, I got to talk about it. He was diagnosed with a rare bone disorder that could eventually cause paralysis. So he's like, he cashed in his 401k and decided to go see the world, and he brought his cat Phoenix along with him. So I love it. There are companies are sending him care packages. There's people organizing things to welcome him on his, where he lands next. And he last landed in Hawaii this past weekend with a huge crowd that greeted him. He might head to the French Polynesia next. He's not sure, but he says he learned how to sail by watching YouTube videos.
What?
I know. And if you want to follow him on TikTok, his handle is Sailing with Phoenix. And I think
I love that.
Me too.
Now I'm a dog person, but I'll take the cat for this one.
Okay, so that brings us to our question of the day. And it's an easy one. And it is along the theme of our last stories. And that is, what's your good news? What's your good news? I'm going to put that on our Facebook page. If you haven't already liked, subscribed, given us a heart, given us a thumbs up, any of the things that you can do to interact with us totally help the podcast, and we want to continue to grow. So please do that. Just take a quick moment. Leave us a review if you have time. We'd love that. AnneMarie, I love you so much, and I miss you, and I'm so glad you said yes to this, like literally last minute. I've texted him, what are you doing right this minute? She calls me, I just got done with my hair, I'm driving home now. Yes, I'll do it.
To a sick kid who said, Mom, you're going to be on a podcast and get on there. She set me up. So if I didn't have Piper, I would have been screwed.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Love you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to have you back for sure. We appreciate you letting us be part of your lives and sharing part of your day with us. Make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and laugh because it's good for the soul. Have a good one. We'll be back on Friday with a new episode.
Bye, Jen.